Hello, I'm Carol Vorderman and welcome to Perfect 10. And guess what? It is Friday! We're so close to the weekend now, but before we get there, we have just enough time for 10 more questions to educate, to entertain, and of course, to irritate you. 10 minutes is all it takes, and then you can head into the weekend feeling 10 times smarter. As always, 10 points on offer today. And if you have missed any of our previous quizzes this week, why not go back now, catch up, see how many you can score of a possible total of 50 for the week. 10 questions, 10 points, all done in 10 minutes today. And if you want to keep that brain working over the weekend, you can also check out our brand new Perfect 10 quiz book. It's our first one and we love it. It's available right now. And just like this podcast, it is full of questions to entertain, to educate, and to irritate you even further. And can I just say that it will make a marvellous Christmas present for lots and lots of different people. Right, enough of that. Let's crack on with today's questions, shall we? For the final time this week, let's play Perfect 10. Question 1 is your starter for a Perfect 10, so let's try and get a point under your belt. Who is the patron saint of Scotland? Hopefully a nice, easy start for this fine Friday. Question 2 is our hearsay round, and there's a title of a 1992 film hidden in this clip, so listen up and see if you can identify it.
Can you get those canines out of that artificial lake used for storing water, please?
Hearsay, say what you hear and you can't go far wrong. Which very famous film title is hidden in those sounds? Question 3, carolateral thinking. If the day before yesterday is Friday, what day is it in 2 days' time? You can listen to that again if you really want to. Have a think, see if you can figure out that day. Question 4 puts your ability to retain information to the test because it's the memory round. And it's Friday, so it's Foodie Friday. Here comes a recipe for something tasty.
It's time for another edition of Cooking with Arinjay. And as the nights are beginning to get colder and darker, today we're going to make a warming soup. You will need 450 grams of sweet potatoes peeled and cut into chunks, 500 grams of scrubbed and cut carrots, 2 tablespoons of olive oil, 2 chopped onions, 2 chopped garlic cloves, 1 teaspoon of ground coriander, half a teaspoon of dried chili flakes, 2 pints of vegetable stock, and freshly ground black pepper. Preheat the oven to 220 degrees, toss the vegetable chunks in a bowl with a tablespoon of olive oil, scatter over a baking tray and season with the black pepper. Roast for 20 minutes, turn the vegetables over, then roast for further 20 minutes. While the vegetables are roasting, heat the remaining oil in a large saucepan and fry the onions for 10 minutes on a medium heat, then stir in the garlic, coriander and chili flakes. Remove the vegetables from the oven and add to the pan with the onions, then pour over 1 liter of the stock and cook for 5 minutes. Blitz the ingredients with a stick blender until smooth, add the remaining stock and heat through gently.
A delicious sounding soup there, but were you paying enough attention? Here comes the question. How many grams of carrots are required for this recipe? All the info is in the clip. Can you remember it? Now, don't forget to send me your riddles and puzzles too at Perfect 10 Carol on Instagram and Facebook, because we genuinely here in the Perfect 10 family love to play around with those puzzles. Right, thank you. Moving on. Time for questions 5, 6 and 7, the frivolous, familiar and fun, the 3 Fs part of the show. It's question 5, time for some music. The singer Rihanna was born in which Caribbean country? If you don't think you know, you could always just guess. Just guess a Caribbean country. Moving on now to question 6. A parrot called Captain Flint appears in which classic 19th century novel? It's a very, very famous book. Do you know which book it is? By the way, please make sure you subscribe or you follow to get the next podcast as soon as it drops on Monday. And find us on Facebook, Instagram and TikTok for extra and exclusive questions and content. Moving on, question 7, time for a film. Who stars as the title character in the 2022 film The Batman? Now, the Caped Crusader has been played by a number of big names, but who portrayed him in that film? Question 8, 2 in, 2 out. Change 2 letters to make a different word. So, which 2 letters can you change in the word early, E-A-R-L-Y, to make the name of a planet? Can you find that planet? Question 9 is called I Know This. I hope you do. Which London-based football team play their home games at Craven Cottage? If you're a footy fan, you probably know this one automatically. But even if you aren't, why not guess a London-based football club? And look, here we are at question 10, the final question of the week. And as it's Friday, we're switching from anagrams to a riddle. What goes up and down but doesn't move? Have a little think and see if you can figure that one out. Well, I hope that wasn't too tricky for Friday. I hope it hasn't exhausted you. The answers are coming up, so if you need to rewind and pause, now is exactly the time to do so. It isn't cheating. Only looking up the answers is cheating. I'll wait till you're ready, and then we'll go through the answers together. Please don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss next week's questions, and follow us on social media for exclusive daily content. Right, get your scorecards ready. If you haven't already got one, by the way, head on over to our website, www.perfect10.uk, to download yours for free. But now, it's time to find out if you scored a perfect 10 and, more importantly, whether you scored a perfect 50 out of 50 this week. Let's hear the answers. Question 1. Who is the patron saint of Scotland? And the answer is St. Andrew. And St. Andrew was the brother of St. Peter. St. Peter is the patron saint of Russia, St. Petersburg. You'll know that, the name of that city, as it used to be. Question 2 was hearsay. I asked you which famous film was hidden in these sounds.
Can you get those canines out of that artificial lake used for storing water, please?
The name of the movie I was looking for is Reservoir Dogs. So well done if you got that. The music video for the cover of Stuck in the Middle with You by pop singer Louise parodies the famous Reservoir Dogs scene that features the original version of the song. Question 3, carolateral thinking. If the day before yesterday is Friday, what day is it in 2 days' time? And the answer is Tuesday. So if the day before yesterday is Friday, that means today is Sunday. So in 2 days' time, it will be Tuesday. A good point if you got that right. Question 4 was our memory round, and as it's Friday, it's Foodie Friday, and we heard a recipe for a delicious sounding soup. And then I asked, how many grams of carrots are required for this soup recipe? And the answer is 500 grams. I hope you remembered that, because if you did, you get a point. Into the 3 frivolous, familiar and fun questions, we started with the singer. Question 5. The singer Rihanna was born in which Caribbean country? And the answer is Barbados. And she was a guest at the 2021 ceremony, which saw the country of Barbados become a republic. Question 6 was about a very famous novel. A parrot called Captain Flint appears in which classic 19th century novel? And the answer is Treasure Island, which is, of course, written by Robert Louis Stevenson. Now, the parrot is named after a pirate called Captain Flint, and the book hints that Captain Flint, the person, may have been killed by Long John Silver, but this isn't confirmed. Question 7. Who stars as the title character in the 2022 film The Batman? And the answer is, well, he was from Twilight, Robert Pattinson. And the film also stars Colin Farrell as the Penguin. Question 8, 2 in, 2 out. Which 2 letters can you change in the word early to make the name of a planet? Well, if you change the L to a T and the Y to an H, you get our beautiful planet, Earth, E-A-R-T-H. Question 9 was, I know this. Which London-based football team play their home games at Craven Cottage? And the answer is Fulham, and it's been their home ground since 1896. Famous fans of the club include TV presenter and writer Richard Osman, singer Lily Allen, and the actor Hugh Laurie. And finally, question 10, your Friday riddle. What goes up and down but doesn't move? And the answer is a staircase. Simple when you hear the answer, isn't it? Well done, tenors. You have done it. We've all done it together. That's Friday's Perfect 10 in the bag and another week done and dusted. Hope you really loved it. What was your score this week? Was it better than last week? Well done if it was. Don't hesitate, please, to get in touch on our socials because we really, really love to know how you're doing. Let us know in the comments. Tag us on social media at Perfect 10 Carol with photos of your scorecards because they just make us happy. And if you haven't already done so, subscribe to or follow the podcast. Follow us across all of our social media channels so you don't miss out on all of the extra content and extra questions that we have only on there, not on the podcast. I'll be back on Monday with a whole new week of Perfect 10 questions, so please join me then. Can't wait. Until then, I'm Carol Vorderman. That was the last of this week's Perfect 10s for you. I genuinely hope you have a perfect weekend. Perfect 10 is produced by Talent Bank as part of the Acast Creator Network. Head over to shows.acast.com/perfect10 for more information.